back with another video we're calling Countdown to Thanksgiving. I'm here cooking today in my kitchen, and I'm going to create recipes that I've been preparing for my family over the last 25 to 30 years. And I hope that you watch and learn and prepare some of the things that I will be preparing for you over the next week or so as we count down to Thanksgiving. This is Yummy Mommy. If you're interested in that, stay with me as we count down to Thanksgiving. Since we, of course, are going to cook collard greens today, I'm going to show you how to wash them, how to clean them, and how to prepare them for cooking. And you begin, usually, if you get them from the store, they're already in leaves. That's a good idea. Sometimes they're already cleaned and washed, but oftentimes you get them just like this. Now, you see that the green is pretty green. That's very important because we eat greens for the chlorophyll color that's in the green. The chlorophyll makes the greens green. And those things provide something that is very nutritious, antioxidant, and really is good for your system. Now, a lot of people say that they don't like to remove the stem, but the collard green is a tough green. And although some people think the stem may be nutritious, if you cannot digest it, it might not be a good idea. So if you want to leave your stems in, you leave your stems in. That's just fine with me. Okay, so what we're going to do is that once we remove all these stems from, and we kind of want to leave it just like this, because in the last part of the preparation, we're going to do something called a chiffonade, in which we cut up the greens that enables them to cook more quickly. So now we're going to, in the next moment, we're going to move to the sink, and we're going to begin to show you how to wash the greens. At the sink, and you'll see that I put a little baking soda, not baking powder, on the greens. This will do several things. One thing is that it will help to tenderize the greens because, as I said before, collard greens are a little bit of a tough green. They're a winter green. They're usually the last green to come out of the garden. And what greens usually have, because they grow in the garden in the middle, of course, of dirt, they often have dirt on them. So if you are not careful about getting it off, it will ruin the whole dish as you cook it, as people will find dirt in the juice and on the green. So what I do, is I take a little bit of baking soda and I rub it on the green. I look on the back of the green to see if aphids or anything are growing, discolorations, a little group of what it looks like small insects, and I wash all that off. I don't crunch the green, because if you start pushing the green into water like this, you will wash out the chlorophyll, which is the nutritive value of the collard green. This really, we eat food because it builds nutrients in our system, and those nutrients and vitamins help us to maintain our health. So there is a purpose for food, and we have to remember the purpose in order to prolong life, if that is your desire. So you take these items and take the front and the back, and you rinse it off. And what you'll notice that when I use, look how clean it is. It takes the dirt right off. It makes the process quick. And before you know it, you are done washing these greens. So I'm going to get through this and keep washing. And you can put a whole thing of it into some water if you like to. This is just the way I like to do it, because for me, it's quick. But if it does not work as quickly, you can fill up the sink with water, put a little baking soda in, and turn it around till you get them clean. But remember, don't make the water green, because if you did, you no longer have any nutritional value in the food. In addition to that, don't cook your greens too long, because if you cook them too long and they start getting a little funk, they're no good to eat. So remember, we're eating for health. That's why God created food to replenish us when we might run down and give back our energy, our beauty, and our youth. So take your time and do this because, as I've said before, soul food takes a little time. If you don't have time to prepare it, wait for another time. Also, in addition, remember that I may have mentioned this before. When you bring these greens home, try to get them done that day or within the next 3 days so that you don't lose the nutritional value. Now, I keep saying nutritional value, because it makes the children's brain work when they go to school. They're in a better mood. It creates less fight, less tension. All these things that we prepare as food, and lovingly by black women who came to this shore to help us to prepare soul food, who created and invented soul food, who didn't know the language, didn't know what the goods were, didn't know the products, didn't know anything, measurements, language, but they created an enduring legacy called soul food that has traveled around the world, that we as black folks should be very, very proud and very, very protective of. We should maintain this beautiful gift that women from Africa, our descendants and our ancestors, created for us, so that in a terrible situation, we could have a moment of joy when we sit down to a meal. So now, what we're going to move to now is I'm going to show you how to do the chiffonade in preparation for actually going to the pot with the food. Okay, now we're at the part where we're going to make little chiffonades. And what we've done is we've layered the collard greens, one on top of the other, you see. And this little arrangement, you see, together. And we're going to do rolling like, you know, people roll a Cuban cigar. And that's what we're going to do is roll it, you see. We're going to roll it like that. You kind of really don't want to miss this step. Some people do. But these greens could, you know, take a while to prepare. So it would be a good idea if you create the chiffonade so that you can cook it more quickly. Okay, so you notice how I'm cutting it in like little 1-inch cuts. And it's creating like little ribbons. See the little ribbons? See that? I don't want to scratch my knife like that. That's a bad habit, so don't take that from me. Normally I don't do it. But now when you see, we've created the little ribbons. And now we've taken a stem out. We've washed the collard greens. We've stacked them and rolled them, kind of similar to a cigar. We've cut them in little ribbons we call chiffonades. And now we're ready to go to the pot. So I hope you're keeping right along with me. Let's go to the next thing that we're going to do.